Hey guys, so this is my tutorial on my full face makeup every day. I just shower, so ignore my hair and everything. So, I like to start with, first I start with putting eye drops in my eyes because, I don't know, when they're kind of red or not as bright white, it doesn't look as good to me, so I put in eye drops. And then, right after that, I put on this ROC Eye Cream. I kind of have dark circles under my eyes, and they're not wrinkly, but I just have deep lines under. So this helps with that, and it's better to protect under your eyes with all the makeup that's going to go on and the concealer and everything. Skincare #1 before makeup. Okay, after that, I like to use the Maybelline Master Prime primer. It's Blur+Smooth. I tried the other one for redness and it was fine, but then I tried this one and I like it a lot better. It just gives it a smoother appearance. So then I just put it on all over. Okay, so since my phone obviously doesn't like me, it stopped recording and I already have my foundation on. So to recap what was missed, green concealer I put on, and then I put on the Maybelline Dark Eraser, Dark Circles Erase Light Pale, and I just put it on the green spots, and I blend in with, this is the, it's broken, the e.l.f. concealer brush. It was like $3, maybe it was $1, I don't know. And I help blend that in, and I don't wipe. I pat on because if you wipe it clears everything off. Now the foundation, I use the Maybelline FitMe Dewy&Smooth. My color is 220. I like the Dewy&Smooth because it's way smoother on my skin, and I like the way it feels when it's on. They have matte and poreless also, and I don't really like that one for me personally. I just don't like the way it is on my skin, but I've used it on other girls and it looks awesome. And I am using the Techniques brush. It's like the buffing foundation brush or facial brush. I like this a lot. It's really dense, but it helps pack on the foundation and it just smooths it out. So that's what you missed. I love when your phone does that. So make sure that it's really even. First I put like some dabs on the brush, and then I put it all over my face, and then I blend it in. And I was saying to make sure you get it in your hairline, and make sure you put it on your neck and help blend it onto your neck, because I'm sure you guys have seen girls that have literally like a line where their makeup stops like on their chin, and that is not the right way to do it. So make sure you blend. And this, if you guys see, if it looks a little dark on camera, I mean it is the camera, but I am transitioning between my summer shades and my winter shade, so I mean this one works fine, but I need to get one shade lighter. So once that is done, you're going to move. For me, I have dark circles like I said earlier, so I use this Maybelline Correcting Concealer Stick, and this is yellow, so under my eyes are purpley, ignore my dog. They're purple, so the yellow helps counteract and cancel out the purple. So I just put it on under my eyes, like so. And then I take that same e.l.f. concealer brush, and I kind of just tap it to help blend it in a little bit more into my skin. Just a little bit. And then I am going to use the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. This is in light, and it looks like I'm a big Maybelline fan, and I kind of am. I used to use MAC a lot, and the drive from here to Fairfield is not fun, and it's really expensive. With a baby, I cannot afford that. So I found drugstore makeup that works fine. So I put this under my eyes, and I like to go down and kind of make it doesn't look like a triangle, but kind of follow the shape of the eye. And to you guys, it might seem like a lot of concealer, but I mean, to each its own. I just like my under eyes really covered and bright. That's what I like to do. If you don't like a lot of concealer or don't need it, you can just do a few little dots, and that should be fine. And then I have my beauty blender. Don't be alarmed, it's not this dirty. And I mean, it is dirty, but it was tan, so it's not all makeup. So I take the ULTA setting spray and I spray the beauty sponge just a little bit, kind of let it sit for a sec. And I like to spray it on the sponge. It helps set it while I'm, you know, blending it out. And it just gives it a softer, more moist application. So you're just going to blend it out. And this process kind of takes a little while because, you know, blending it in, that's one of the most important parts, because you don't want to see like the white oval thing. And so just prepare to take a little bit of time on this. And I like to go on top of my lid. Sometimes people don't, but me, I just kind of like the look. It's like a clean slate for me. And it also is kind of, it acts like a primer for your eyeshadow if you decide to wear eyeshadow. But that's just what I like to do. Some don't. Do whatever you feel. Okay. And I kind of like to make sure I blend it in over here. That tends to be where, you know, the blending doesn't go right. Okay, and then I take the Maybelline Dark Circle Eraser again, and I just dab a little bit more on top, blend that in. And that just adds a little, I mean, it looks really light, but it just adds a little brightness underneath, and I love that. Okay, now that that is all blended, we're gonna bake. So I just learned about baking well, I've known about it for a while, but I haven't tried it until like about a month and a half ago. I haven't gotten the Laura Mercier one, if that's kind of the most famous one. But I have this NYX finishing powder. And it's in the color Banana. So it's a yellow tint instead of white, which is what most people use. I like the banana color because sometimes with white, it's too white and it just doesn't look right. So I have that, and I have this brush. A lot of my brushes are from my school kit, so I don't have brands or names to give you. But it just looks like this. It's a smaller, very small, like powder brush, but I just like the shape that it has. It's good for underneath the eyes. So before I put this on with a brush, I make sure that all my creases underneath are kind of blended out, because with baking, I mean, you're setting your makeup to where you have it. So if you have creases underneath, you're setting to have creases after. So I just take a little bit on the brush, put it underneath, and then you're going to take the ULTA setting spray, spray your beauty blender or sponge, whatever. Give it a second to kind of dry. Then just put it in the powder and dab on. And it's okay if it feels a little wet. That's kind of the point. So baking is basically you're setting your under eye and you're not just going to instantly put it on and wipe it off. You're going to have to let it sit for about just a few minutes. I mean, as long as you can. Usually in the mornings when I bake and do under my eyes, I go and do my hair really fast. So I get kind of two things done at once. I don't do this all the time, but sometimes I'll take the concealer and just put a line down my nose. And I blend that in. So it helps, it gives like a little highlight to the, you know, the tip of the nose. And then just put a little bit of the setting powder on it and let it sit. So the heat from your skin will help set the powder. Okay, so now that the powder has sit for a little while, I take this big face brush and I go underneath and I just wipe off the excess powder. Okay, so now that I've wiped off the baking powder, it's time for the real powder. So I use MAC Studio Fix. This color is NW25, and I just use my Bare Minerals full face brush. And you just put it on. Next is bronzer and contour powder. Okay, so I use Hoola, and then I've had this brush for the longest time. I just really like it. So, take a little bit of that, put it on. So when I'm putting this stuff on, I like to put it obviously on the cheeks and going up my cheekbone. And then I like to go on my forehead very lightly. I don't have a heavy hand, and that's kind of one of the main things, is to not force your makeup on. So lightly go around your forehead and your temples to meet back at where you put the bronzer in the first place. And then I like to put a little bit on my jawline. And then I kind of close the brush and just put a little bit on my nose. And then, after, where did it go? Okay, I use the e.l.f. Contour and Blush Duo. This is literally $3. I like to buy the cheap stuff. Sounds bad, but it works. So I take the bronzer and I put that on my cheekbones, and that helps give it a little bit more defined look, like contour, but it's not as serious of all the, the creams and all that. So I put that on my cheekbone and I feather it up, and again I go on my forehead lightly, on my jawline, and a little on the nose, and I help blend it in a little bit on the cheeks as well. So now that that is done, it's time for highlight, my favorite part. I use two things. So I use the e.l.f. Golden Bronzer, and I don't use the whole thing. I like to use the white one on the corner. And then I use this MAC Pigment. It's not made for a highlight, but I just tried it one day and it was gorgeous. This color is Melon. I think that's what it's called. Scratched off. Whatever. That's what we'll go with. And then I use my Bare Minerals brush. This isn't the most ideal for highlight. Lots of people like the fan one. Some like the little teeny tiny one like this, what I use for the setting powder. But this one works fine for me. So I get the white, or the lighter color on the e.l.f. compact, and I put it right on the top of my cheeks. And I make sure I go kind of underneath my brow and above. Bridge of the nose. Cupid bow. A little bit on the chin. So that's the e.l.f. Oh, stupid hair. Next is the MAC Pigment. So I just take, I don't use the whole thing, I just use whatever's left on the cap. Use that. I put it right on top of where I put the e.l.f. And this, honestly, you can do this all by itself if you wanted to. Like if you were running to the store or to breakfast, I would put on a little bit of your powder, a little bit of the bronzer, and then just honestly the highlight, and you look bomb. So that's really easy. Next thing is eyebrows. Okay. Next is eyebrows. So I use the Anastasia number 12 brush. It has the eyebrow brush and the little brush on the end. And then I use Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in Soft Brown. First of all, I like to brush the brows, you know, kind of together. Sometimes they're a mess after a shower, or they're a mess when you wake up in the morning, whatever. So I like to kind of just have this, you know, help clean them up. So with this end of the brush, obviously, you're going to dip it in the brow pomade, little dabs. And I've learned to outline the sides and the ends to kind of give that clean look on the end first. And then I always like to go on the bottom, so that gives you that really clean line. And fan up. So wherever you lay that first line, I like to follow top of my brow and just fill it in. I have Bare Minerals brush. The brow brush, awesome. It's very stiff, but it's perfect for powder. And then I also have the Bare Minerals eyeshadow powder in dark blonde, medium brown. So I just take what's on the top of and I kind of just fill in where I did everything with the pomade. And the powder just sets it, and it kind of gives it, you know, it fills it in a little bit more for me. So now that the brows are done, I like to set my face now, because since all stuff's on, I don't want to wait until I do my eyes and then set it. I don't know, it's just kind of, since I'm not really going to glam today, I'm literally just doing this and either some mascara or some lashes, I want to set it now. So, just a few sprays. I'm going to take an eyelash curler, whatever one that you have, and make sure you put it on the root. I know all you girls know how to do this. The e.l.f. liquid liner. So I start from the center. And I try to do it pretty thin to start with, because I don't like thick cat eye on me. It just doesn't look good. Slowly go towards the inner corner of my eye. And I like it really thin, so the tip of this helps. And then go to the end. Next is the lashes. So I use Ardell Demi Wispies. These are my life. I love these. Excuse me. I tried a bunch of lashes before, and these are my favorite, my go-to. And I like these because they're very natural looking, but they also give you the look that you want when you wear fake lashes. But these are my fave. This is the Duo Eyelash Adhesive in the dark tone. So a lot of girls use the white one and it'll dry clear. And I started using that, and as much as I try, you could always see a little space between the eyelash and your eyelid. I don't know if that's a struggle for you guys, but Chelsea showed me the dark one, and she's used the dark one forever. And once I tried the dark, oh, my life changed from. Here's Jax. Say hi, Jax. Say hello. He loves to play in my makeup. I take my mascara and put it on the bottom lashes. Becoming fall and winter, my lips tend to get really chapped, so chapstick is very important. Even before you put on any sort of lipstick, lip gloss, or anything, I like to put on chapstick, whatever chapstick I have, before, so my lips are hydrated, and then I put my product on. That is my tutorial.